Of the gathering table, ladies and gentlemen. Today, four of our members have gathered with us today. At the beginning, our fifth member, Pagan, one of the familiar faces, if you've been here before with us, he will be here shortly. If you haven't taken an opportunity to watch the first couple episodes, folks, I would suggest you jump over there and get up and watch them so you can catch up on what's happening and have an idea. But as a recap, the party, each and every member of this group being invited over to a building inside of the Dragoness Keys, known as the offices of Aloysius Spectator, met this strange and unknown magistrate's son, Abacus Spectator, who decided to bring this group together for what was allegedly a reading for some sort of treasure. Instead, the party has found out and sort of kind of been duped into a game where these players have been sent to a place where they had to dance on the grave of something and anger a ghost in the process. Through this game, the member of the party known as Kabul, or just Bull, was struck by an arrow and knocked off the grave, the one person who had to dance on it while the rest protected Bull. Upon this happening, the entire thing has ended, and we now find the players, or this party, inside the offices once again. Each of them has learned that their powers have actually grown or manifested into further abilities. It was very quickly by the hands of our paladin Braun, who was able to go over and use a lay on hands and stir Bull back into consciousness. And so now we have everyone standing around looking about. This arrow or bolt has popped back out of the wound and has fallen to the floor. The room seems to be nice and warm and cozy as it was before. Abacus stands somewhat annoyed, though he stands next to Caswell, who has just risen from the floor. He kind of gives you a look of disdain for a moment, and then he goes back to the smile, taking very strong note of the fact that you slapped his hand away when he offered it to you. So, let's begin with a couple of things to talk about here. One, I told you, I'm not your enemy. So please, I apologize if I offended you, Bull. Allow me to make an offer to make amends. I have my suitors, preparing a nice, beautiful dinner for us tonight. If you were to step out of my office here and turn to your left, you can go down the hall and you'll find a staircase there. Please take that staircase up. The very first 6 rooms, very first 5 rooms has been made for all of you. Each of you can take a room of your personal note, and you're even given keys to lock it behind you. And no, we don't have copies, so you have full access to that room. Only yourselves, none of my people, nor myself. So, There's some extra clothes in there, befitting all of you. Please take your time to get dressed and come down, and you'll be escorted to the dining room. We dine in a few hours. Would you accept that as my humble apology?
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but after I fight, I gotta eat.
What's for dinner?
We're having roasted goat.
Solid. Okay. I'm in.
There would be vegetables and fruits and other things available, of course, but the main course is definitely the roasted goat.
Goat makes a good pie, I say.
Actually, I was thinking about having you go into the kitchen and maybe spice up a pie or two for us. Do you think you can do that?
Oh, I'd be delighted. You know, what a great goat pie recipe. A little bit of pepper herb and some other things. Can't tell you the rest. It's his family secret, though.
Let me get this straight. You get invited to a dinner, and now you're making the dinner?
Well, yes. It's one of my great joys in life. I love to cook.
Alrighty
then. I know it does sound a bit strange, right, Braun? I do agree.
I will take your offer.
Thank you. What say you, Bull? You're the one I obviously offended the most.
Just see how good your dinner is. We'll see if you can change my mind.
Fair enough. What say you, mighty blind one?
What?
You're muted.
A blind one has lost their voice.
Well, it doesn't seem like we have much of a choice anyway. And I say that while crouched near the wall.
Guys, I think Camille's unconscious over here.
Turns and no, Camille. I'm sure you have something to say as well. And of course, Camille just sort of claps her arms and just shakes her head and turns around and just walks out of the room.
Yeah, same as being unconscious, I'd say.
Not in a good mood, I suppose.
Perhaps it'll take a little bit more for Camille to be convinced. I digress. Since you are going to join us, please allow me. And you notice like he'll sort of kind of reach up and he makes a gesture as if he's grabbing something in the air and then pulling down on it. You don't hear anything or so. And then it looks like he lets go, just pulls his hands back together. And it sort of kind of stands there quietly looking at you. And about a few seconds or so later, the doors kind of swing open and our little quick kid comes darting in. Oh, hey, guys, what's going on? You call boss? Absolutely. Would you please escort our guests upstairs to their bedrooms and show them the accommodations that they will require for their bathing and their clothing prepares for dinner? Oh, absolutely. Right this way, guys. Come on. Follow me. He turns around and shuffles out of the door.
I follow.
I follow suit.
You're following.
Okay. Now, for you, allow me to take you to the kitchen. Come on, little one.
Okay.
And he will also walk out the door. Now, where everybody else will shuffle down the hallway and pass about 4 doors and a hallway to the right, you will suddenly reach a staircase that's sitting on the left-hand side. Okay, guys, we're going up here. Okay, so he just turns and starts to dart up the steps. All right. And as the 4 of you start to trudge your way up these stairs or so, you'll notice that the wood in these staircases is just as expensive as probably the marble flooring that you guys saw down below. Anyone want to make a nature guess or anything, or if not, we can just move on. The one person who I was going to say, the one person who really can tell the difference. So your nose specifically, Shark, just picks up on this almost spicy kind of wood, and it smells beautiful. You're almost thinking like somebody went out of their way and somehow did some sort of you can't say polishing, but almost along those lines. It feels the wood is very, very smooth, and yet as your hands is holding onto it and sliding up the railings, this aroma is just released onto you, and it's this gorgeous slight cinnamon and maybe a strawberry-ish kind of smell. It's beautiful. Okay, so you recognize it right away.
Oh, I love it. Just
yeah. So the other two, Braun and Bull, you guys kind of notice it, but just not as strong. Okay, so as you follow him up, he gets near the top of the steps and again stumbles. Stands up. I'm so sorry. I don't know what it is with these stairs. Just follow me. Come on. So reaches slowly takes a good step to make sure he gets to the top of the steps, and then turns around. This way, come on. And so he'll lead you down he'll turn to his right and lead you guys down a hallway, and immediately points to 5 doors, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. You'll also notice that there's a 6th door, and the hallway continues on off into the darkness. These rooms are for you guys. Each of you can just pick whatever room you want. Don't worry about anything else. Just go on in. Everything else will be revealed to you. Okay? So, have at it.
well,
Ron takes the first door on the right.
All right. So you open the door and you look in, and this room is very well lavished. There is a beautiful little menagerie that's up against the wall with a beautiful little gold trimmed mirror. Okay. There's 3 drawers inside of this menagerie piece, and then of course there's a very large accent plushy chair that is sitting in front of it. You'll notice that the chair is a kind of an emerald green color. Okay, solid green color, of course, except for the wooden feet and legs. As you kind of pan across the room from there, there's a large canopy bed with these looks like cotton, very thick cotton blanket that's also emerald green, and the tapestry that hangs down over the canopy is kind of like a see-through light green as well. Gorgeous bed, very neatly made. And as you kind of turn and look to your right, you didn't see anything on the bed before, but it almost seems like it just kind of manifested. Looks to be some sort of nice black suit now laying on the bed on the side, and there's a pair of very expensive looking boots at the feet of the pants for the suit.
I walk into the room and poke my head back out.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Pick your room. I'm getting hungry. Let's make it quick. And
Braun closes the door.
Okay. As soon as you close the door, appearing on the menagerie is a very large bowl, and right next to it seems to be some sort of liquidishly soft-looking bar. And then you also notice that there's a emerald green cloth, and then a towel of sorts appears over the top of the accent chair's back. Okay.
I kind of look around.
Not sure who's doing this, but I got fur. Bars of soap don't work for me.
No response. It just sits there anyway.
Alrighty then.
All right, who's next? Who would like to be next?
All right. So since Brown chose the door on the farthest right, I chose the one on the farthest left, and press the handle and come inside.
All right. So as you start to walk in, things are a little different for you. The very first thing is as you walk through the door. First things first. Please make a perception check.
Perception check, sure.
Please.
Let me just grab my perception. Okay. That's a 12 plus 4, 16.
Perfect. Okay, so as you enter the room, you'll immediately take notice that the room has some sort of vibrant aura to it. It feels warm. It feels gentle. There's plush carpeting underneath your feet. So as you walk in, you can definitely hear the difference from the clip clop that your heels will be making on the marble floor to the sudden soft, squish of the carpet as you step in. There is suddenly a gentle aroma of some sort of washing soap that's coming from the room somewhere. It almost feels very relaxing, where when you were in the hallway, things still felt a little tense, but as soon as you walk into here, it's almost as if all of that seems to just wash away.
Is there like any am I feeling like anything magical in that, or is it just like the bare atmosphere of the room itself?
So that's the strange part about it. So it almost seems like this room is partially there. When you step into this room, you're there. You're in it, but it doesn't feel like it's there. As soon as you fully step in, if you let the door close on you, okay, now you feel completely at ease. It feels very relaxing. It feels very mellow. You don't feel anything or hear anything go off magically, but you can definitely tell that there is something different about it. It's just a feeling, but it's not anything threatening.
All right.
Okay. So, Bull, which room do you choose?
I'll choose the other right one.
Alrighty. Okay. So as you turn and walk over to that room and you open the door, you walk in, and it's almost the very same make. The beautiful canopy bed, the accent table, the menagerie, the very expensive bucket appears with the towels and the soap and everything that also appears. Some clothes also appear over on the bed as well, with some expensive shoes. So you kind of look over at it and you're like, oh, okay. And it looks, and there's also a cowboy hat too.
Nice. I think he'll probably kind of be a little still on edge about what's happening and see all these things form. A little skeptical, but when he sees the expensive shoes and the cowboy hat, he kind of to himself kind of goes, all right, it's kind of nice. All right. And he'll start to get ready and put on his stuff.
All right. So while you guys are going through the process of getting yourselves set up and cleaned up and everything, you'll suddenly notice that after you're finished doing your wash, and the buckets and towels and things will disappear, and in their place are these large, expensive looking locks, and each one of yours has a key inside it with a secondary key laying next to it. Then you'll also notice at the foot of the beds 3 chests appear.
Just to pause real quick, Pagan's here, so Nina, you can pull your placeholder out. Good to go.
Now, we'll jump over to Ninja. So, our little mighty halfling, Barwin, you are, while all that was going on, you're led down the hallway, and you are, excuse me, as you're walking behind Abacus, you notice that he'll sort of kind of just drop his arms to his side and then slowly kind of reach his hands behind himself and lock his fingers into place, sort of kind of like this type of motion behind his back. And then his sleeves sort of kind of slowly close over them, almost like a curtain. Okay. And as he's walking down there, he goes, he's kind of quiet for a moment, and he suddenly, you guys come toward the end of the hallway, and there's a pair of double doors that's looking right at that you guys come up to. He stops and he kind of looks at the double doors for a second. And it almost seems like he starts to go off into his own world for a moment, and then he sort of kind of like flinches for a second, turns and looks down at you. So sorry. I just had a few things in the mindset there. Right this way. And he gestures to the left, and you'll turn and look. There's a hallway down that way, and he kind of mentions for you to follow him down this hallway. As you get down there, you guys will, you don't see any doors down this way for maybe a good 30-40 feet or so, and then you finally come to a pair of double doors again, and you look at them, and you can kind of tell these look like some sort of dining area pair. He turns to his left and points that, which leads. There's a hallway there, which leads further, down that down into the darkness a little bit. And he goes, "We're going down there where the kitchen is. Follow me. This is the dining room, but there's an attached area on the other side from the kitchen. So this way."
Okey-dokey.
Okay. So, what kind of pie are you planning on making?
Oh, well, I guess it'll depend what's stocked in your pantry at the moment, eh?
I have everything you need.
Yes, well, we'll see about that.
Sure thing. So, he will lead you down the hall another 40 feet or so. Strange enough, there's nothing in this hallway. I mean, literally nothing. There's other than just the simple chandelier, that helps illuminate it, but keeps it dimly lit at best. That's about it. But when you finally come to a pair of doors, and he just pushes them open and in, and of course, as you guys draw a little bit closer, you can hear the clickety and clacketing of dishes and things being moved around and chopping and stuff. The faint aroma of some sort of roasted goat immediately strikes your nose. Various spices going on here. You can definitely tell that this is probably a very, very busy kitchen. It reminds you of a home almost immediately. So,
Hello, I'm Barwin Applebridge.
all right. So as he pushes the doors and you guys walk in and you say that, you'll look around and you'll notice that there's a whole bunch of these other halflings in the room.
Oh, hello. You look like you used to date my cousin.
Hey! Well, you kind of look familiar too. Barwin
Applebridge, that's your son.
Yeah, you're the famous baker. Yeah, you.
Well, I don't know about me particularly. Thank you, David.
Oh, absolutely, you're welcome. But wait, boss, you brought a famous baker. And yes, you get the opportunity to work under his tutelage today. So listen and learn, friends. Listen and learn. I will leave you to it. See you soon at dinner. And he just walk out, pulls on out of the room. Oh my gosh! So they all stand up almost do like almost militant attention. They all rush over to you and stuff. Oh my god! Look, we're working with Farm and the baker. This is awesome. Oh my gosh! So there's 4 of them, and then there seems to be a couple of things going on that you're kind of trying to figure out. That's washing dishes and stuff. One he goes, oh, sorry, that's my magic. I got a couple of area servants over there washing dishes. So,
okay. Well, I don't suppose you could wash me too. You see, we just had some dealings with some skeletons. I'm not sure, but I feel like they can't be that hygienic.
not a problem. Stand back. And poof, your clothes are clean, and so are you. Spick and span. How's that for you?
I tell you what, that's a relief. Those undead types, not really my thing, I have to say.
I love precipitation. Well, and then his friend listens, you can't speak today, can you? I'm with a baker. Come on. Well, don't mess up any spells, okay? You do that, we're gonna hurt you. Fine.
Okay.
What are we doing? What do you want to say?
Oh, well,
wait. Better yet. You need to know our names. I'm sorry about that. So this is so he points at the guy at the end. He goes, sorry, what this your reputation procedures. And we know who you are. So the boss said you were coming here. So anyway, this is Spock. This is Chuck. This is Ruck, and I'm Don.
Okay, Spock, Chuck, Ruck, Don. Got it.
Right. Perfect.
I'm getting the sense, Don, that you're going to be my sous chef today. So, I hear there's some goats. I want to know if you got any dates.
Absolutely. No problem.
Excellent.
He points over to one of the larger metallic-looking pantry doors. And he goes, all of our fruits and things are back over there.
Okie dokie. Well, you give me a few minutes and we'll get right on with this then, shall we? And he bows off to the food supplies.
Oh, what do we do?
Get things clean!
All right. You're the boss. Let's get going, guys. Let's go. Chop. All right. So, Ruck, Tuck, and Bucker start to kind of spread out and start getting things spick and span and pulling out all the chopping blocks and pulling out the knives and sharpening them up and getting everything going and stuff. So you move over to this pantry piece and you open it up, and when you look inside, it looks deep. And when I say deep, I mean your eyesight into darkness goes 60 feet. You can't see beyond that.
Oh boy, that's a big one, isn't it?
Just think about what you want. You'll find it.
Oh, okay. Well, and he starts to think about recipes for a game pie.
All right. So you start to walk in there, and the doors ease to just a partial closing for you. And as we do that, we're going to jump over to Pagan real quick. Hello, Pagan.
Hello.
So, Camille, after this horrible day and seeing her, well, not exactly comrade, but the associate bull take that horrible arrow that put her down, you haven't exactly been very happy about much of any of this anyway. So we find Camille kind of wandering around the hall. She crossed her arms. She walked out of the room when she knows that she's been invited to dinner. She knows that Barbwin is making dessert, a special pie for it. The others have gone upstairs to go clean up and shower. They have been given bedrooms and things. And you've been left to wander the halls for yourself. So right out there in front of you, when you first left the office, there's 4 doors in this hallway that you could have looked at. Then you have If you go further down the hallway, there's a staircase to the left that went up, that where you saw the others go up, and then further down there's a hallway that splits that T junctions, and at the center of that T junction, across the hall from where you're coming from, there's a pair of double doors.
Camille sees it. Just curious about it.
The double doors.
See? It is the double doors. What can she see it?
Okay. Well, first things first. What do you do when you get over to these double doors?
She knocks curiously.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
No response.
She puts her face gently. Are they wooden? Are the double doors made of wood?
Looking at these double doors, Pagan, they are some sort of almost gray colored wood. As a matter of fact, when you were knocking on them, they almost felt metallic. It didn't make a metallic sound. It sounded hollow, as if it was wood, but there was definitely some strong solidity to them. There's a pair of large handles that you would have to turn down, okay, in order to push these doors open. When you pushed your face up against it, were you pushing it to see if you can get the doors ajar? Kind of describe what you're talking about here.
Negative.
Okay.
She puts her face against the door and tries to listen, and she kind of rubs her face in the door and listens to what's going on behind it before.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Please roll a perception check. Yeah.
Perception check. Hold on.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Braun is back in his room trying to get this suit on and tuck his fur into the cuffs and down and make it look good, and is having trouble.
Okay. After a couple of minutes of trying this, there's a sudden at your door.
Camille just rolled a 12.
Roll a 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're pressing ear up against this cold, wooden, yet iron-like door. And as you very quietly just sit there, you allow all your thoughts to just kind of go away for a second, so you can totally focus on this. And you can just barely hear some kind of faint scratching inside.
No doubt. Is the door open? She takes the handle and opens it right up.
You go to grab a hold of the two handles, you bend them down, which they easily do, and you go to push open the doors, and it's locked.
Not sure this is where you're going, but Braun looks at the door, says,
"Come on in."
The door opens up. "Hey, Don, I'm here to help you." Apparently, you called out saying that you need some help with your suit, so I'm right here. Come.
All right, bring the clippers. Get on in here, little one.
Clippers. All right. You see him reach behind himself and pull out a big pair of scissors.
Braun's eyes go wide as we fade back to Camille.
Easy.
Those doors barely moved an inch.
Well, Camille does have Thief's Tool, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
She'll try to lockpick it using.
Not a problem.
I'm gonna give you a modifier. Just give me a second. Mise les maisons.
From somewhere down the hall, you hear.
What's going on?
Hold still! Hold still! Wait, come on, wait, don't move! Oh, sorry. Oh gosh. I told you to hold still! Have you rolled yet?
Yeah, she doesn't have the Thief's Tool. Can she make a roll without having the Thief's Tool to open the door?
Absolutely. You sure can.
She tries to take her hairpin. Her hairpin is that sharp pin she keeps in her hair all the time, and she tries to pry open the door with that, plugging it into the door hole.
Okay.
Can she try with that?
Sure, absolutely. So this door, just to give you a heads up, okay, like I said, has the two handles. There's the two clasps, okay, when the doors are pushed or pulled shut, okay, they come together, okay, into one piece. All right.
Yes.
There's a bar that you're looking at that's in between them, okay. That somewhere is locking. That's interconnecting the two pieces and holding it together. When you're looking at it, there's a lock. Okay, there's a little piece on your right side. Okay, which would be the left side of the door. Okay, that you have to slide over, and then it reveals the keyhole. So you slide this little piece over, and then you stick in your hairpin, and you start to pick at this. What did you roll?
It's a D20 roll, right?
Yes, it is.
I just rolled a 1.
Okay. So as you're kind of going at it, okay, it sounds, it feels like it's starting to turn, and all of a sudden you hear,
no.
You pull out your piece, and you've left the other end of it inside the lock.
Not the hairpin.
The hairpin.
It was made of steel. How did I break it?
You have about an inch of it left.
Oh no.
So
Camille looks at her shoes and wonders how she's in that situation now. She would have never been here.
There's a very gentle tap on your shoulder.
She turns around.
You're looking at about a 6.5 foot tall bug with about 8 pairs of legs. 4 of them it doesn't stand upon. 2 of them are crossed up over its chest. Okay, that have the torso is very similar to a human's, a female human breast, and a good slender waist like. But as it gets further down, is the waist. I mean, the lower part where the ribs would be is slightly extended, and there's a second pair of arms that is down. Okay, and it's holding a pair of daggers in those hands. As you slowly turn and look and raise your eyes up to see who is this, there is a bug face. It's kind of slender, very large black orbs. Okay, that you can definitely see your reflection in. a pair of little pinchers, okay, that are kind of clacking together, and behind these little pinchers there seems to be a very tiny little mouth, okay, with a sharp slight beak to it. It is actually wearing some sort of dress, okay, a strappy like dress that goes up and over where the shoulders are, that's also emerald green in color. It hangs all the way down past the waist, so that it almost goes down to the floor, but then the abdomen of this creature extends out back behind it, okay, and has a more cylindrical type of look. Looks kind of chitinous and is slightly curled up. The clasp kind of, and you hear it say, "Ma'am, why are you trying to pick the lock?"
Camille looks at the creature and says, "Well, first of all, I have to say you have great taste in clothing. This is a great color to wear."
I appreciate it. You are in violation of Law Order Section 18-276. You are committing a crime of burglary, and I've caught you in the process of that. I'm going to have you arrested. Unless, of course, you're willing to pay the fine right here and right now. We'll have to go over into my office though to take care of that.
How much is the fine?
Well, for the burglary charge, it's typically a 250 gold fine, and you usually spend about 6 months in jail. So, and she, she does it. She kind of reaches over to her side and kind of pulls out some shackles.
Oh, wait. Hold on, mister. Perhaps you're mistaken. Perhaps I had a reason to do what I did. Wait, hey, perhaps you have a problem to deal with, and I am the right person to deal with it. And look, I solve problems. I am a problem solver. I am sure that you need to solve some problem, right? Tell me about it. I will solve your problem, and let's just forget about that burglary problem, right? You weren't sure about what you just seen. My intentions were good.
Roll that persuasion.
All right, I'll do it. Oh my god damn it. Just rolled an 11.
Madam, I want you to know I am a paralegal, and I work here at the offices. So you need to just come with me. Actually, I've got this, Chantella. And you'll notice that the bug turns her head around and looks down the hall, and you'll notice Abacus strolling down the hallway towards you, emerging from the darkness. Oh, sir, this one, I know. Just go back to your office, Camilla. Thank you.
Go, Camilla.
She just turns and looks at you and goes, "You're in more trouble than you think, little one." She turns around with her large abdomen, and slowly you watch her as her legs kind of, spider-like almost, step away, and it goes back towards the office that was to your left, and goes into the doors, and you hear the door shut. Camille, we have to talk, Camille.
Let's talk. I'm all ears.
You notice that he'll raise his hand and he'll kind of wiggle it first. It starts to wiggle a little bit, and you can kind of start to hear the lock kind of jingle for a few seconds or so, and then the lock piece kind of slides out of the lock, and then it dangles and falls out and falls on the floor, clanging a couple of times.
Can we make a deal? She lowers her head, and you see the utmost display of humility you have ever seen in your life. And Camille is like reverencing and lowering her head and raising her hand like this. And let's find a way. Let's find a way. Perhaps you have a problem to solve, and I am good at solving problems, bug person. I swear to you, I am good at solving your problems. Perhaps you have a problem to solve.
Camille, relax. You're certainly not the first one who's tried, and you're definitely not going to be the last. Camilla is a paralegal that works here in Unusual Rock under me, and she's very fierce when it comes to the law. That's why she was just pressing you. Look, you're a guest in my home. It's suspected that you would be doing things like this here and there. I'll just tell you that. Just be careful which rooms you pick, okay? Some of them can kill you.
Yes, I will be. Thank you. Thank you. I'm getting away with the warning, right? Is that what is going on?
This is your one time that you're going to get a pass, Camille. He turns and points to the stairs. You need to go get ready for dinner with your friends.
She pulls the pin out of the lock and she lowers her head, and she seems so thankful for it.
Hurry along. So, it doesn't take very long, but all of you are pretty much ready for your dinner.
Hello, guys.
I would like to know, what did you prepare with this pie?
Oh, well, it's an old classic. You got some meats, you got some spiced fruits. Don't eat the crust. And Don, did you get that giant ass bowl I asked for?
Absolutely, I got it.
Really big.
Yeah, I got it.
Gets served to the big one.
Okay. And then all of a sudden you hear loud clanging from somewhere. I dropped it. I gotta clean it again. sorry. And dude, you're such an idiot. Shut up.
So there's two pies, both exactly the same size, and Barwin is intending to serve one of the pies to everyone and the other pie to Bron.
Perfect. All right. So they will set you up with a cart with plates that have some with some covers, so you can protect the food and everything as you take it out to your desserts rather out to the table. Let's see. You all can hear a bell coming from outside your doors. So as you guys all sort of kind of, peek out into the hallway, the other kid, if you guys can remember, the one that was on the tee, with red hair, he had his sleeves pulled back. He is standing there and he's holding a chime and he's ringing a triangle and he's ringing it. Dinner is ready. Come on, guys. Please come downstairs and join us in the dining hall. And he will turn around and start to go down the stairs. So, Braun, You'll notice that you have a few places here and there that you have been cut. In addition to the very prominent. Actually, I'm going to roll to see how good his haircut is done for. Okay, so actually did pretty good. He's made you. How would you like to describe how well handsome your character is, despite some of the small cuts that he's put on your?
Business in the front, party in the back. So the front looks really good, but as soon as you get a back view of Braun, you see like there's a big clip where he like took a giant cowlick out of the back, and then there's like a little fur sticking up or down about the coat. But from the front, looks pretty good.
Okay. Okay, so all of you emerge from your rooms. Laurel, how do you look?
Caspel is fully feeling himself. Like, he's trying not to make it look like that, but he's also fully feeling himself. So he's got that joie de vivre going, and he's just like, I'm feeling real good right now. And he's kind of, I feel like he's kind of seeing some brownie points, honestly, come back. So that's what he's feeling.
All right. How is Shark looking?
Shark is looking sharp, might I say. He has a nice black bow tied around his back tail, so it looks really elegant. He has this really flared shirt that looks kind of boyadero-like, and this really baggy pants that are elegant but also really loose. So he still has his cowboy hat on with the horns sticking out. So that's unchanging, and he greets everyone and says, "There is a lot of children here."
Okay. So when you had gone upstairs, Pagan, I'm gonna backtrack for a few minutes just to catch you up a little bit. So when you finally got upstairs to the top floor, there's a set of 5 rooms that's been pointed out to the group, and you notice that there's a 5th room with a door slightly ajar for you. When you walked in, the very first thing you saw, okay, was that there's a menagerie, or it's carpeted. First of all, the room's carpeted in comparison to the hallway that has the marble flooring that you get your boots clack on. When you get into the room, it's carpeted. It's got a menagerie on one side with a mirror, 3 drawers, and a bowl there with water, with fresh water in it, some soap there, or lyre actually. That's what they actually called soap back in those days. Lyre soap, and then a washcloth and a towel that's laying over the back of a emerald green accent chair that's in front of the menagerie. There's a canopy bed that also has the same colors and stuff as well, slightly different shades stuff, but it's basically very, very elegant in here. And then there's a set of clothing that is laying on the bed, and a fresh pair of shoes that are laying there, that are sitting at the foot of the bed as well. And everything there looks absolutely elegant. So as you step into the room, the door just closed on its own. Okay. And you're now standing there needing to change and get ready for dinner. So if you proceed to do so, the question is, when you got dressed and came out, what is everybody seeing? It's up to you how that looks.
Well, Camille gets out of the room after putting up the dress, wearing the dress, and she kind of wears it in her own way. She tries to modify it, tie it, in the way that she would look the most elegant of it, because even the most elegant for her is not elegant enough. She's a very demanding person. She comes out and she tries to look the most upright, and she kind of tries to show off because she hasn't wore anything else but those sweaty leather rags she's been wearing. The sweaty leather clothes she's been wearing for all of her adventures. So she's feeling kind of proud of what she's wearing right now. So she's showing off and feeling good about it. And raising her head slightly and saying, it's like if she was saying, see, I may be rough, but sometimes I can be a lady.
Perfect. Okay. So, I mean, the colors, so when you guys come out, you guys are wearing colors of your choice. The clothing is basically to whatever style you wish. So, if Bron's suit, you know, however he wants it, it matches that perfect style just for him. The same for Caswell. It is, you know, a very prominent cowboy, very almost noble like cowboy kind of look, you know, with the big black hat. Then Shark, okay, your suit is you know the same way, you know, very noble-ish, okay, in the way you want it to be. When you, Barwin, are finished cooking and you walk out into the kitchen, okay, to stand before everybody, to give everybody an applaud for finishing the work that they've done for you and everything, you notice that your clothes have changed into something exceptionally noble-like. What does it look like to you?
Sorry, who is that directed at?
That was you. You're the one who's cooking.
I've changed. You mean the food? What does the food look like?
No. When you finished cooking everything and you gathered your group, okay.
My clothes changed.
Yeah, your clothes changed. You know, so you know you got Tuck, Ruck, and Buck right there. Okay, and Don all looking at you like, wow, you know, because your clothes have changed and it's very nobilistic. So how do you look?
Very uncomfortable. So Bowen's there going, guys, what just happened?
Well, Don kind of looks you over. You're ready for dinner. That's what happened.
I mean, what? Like, dinner in my house is just, you just eat with the flour on your face.
You're having a feast with the boss. He wants you to look your best, of course.
Okay, but how am I supposed to eat pie? What if it gets it on my shirt?
Everybody is given a bib. Don't worry.
Okay, that does make me feel a little bit calmer. Why is it sparkling?
I guess it's all part of the show. You came up with it. It's in your mind.
Gosh. Okay, I think I get a little bit of what's happening now. Can I change it?
Sure. Think about how you want to change it.
Okay. So what Barwin was wearing was a very ruffly shirt under a thick brocade green jacket with lots of frills, and pretty much what you would imagine if someone was to try to think what a very over-the-top old king might have worn. That is what he was. And he goes, okay. Comfortable but formal. And all of the ruffles disappear, but there's still a lovely green brocade jacket with some gold trim around the sleeves.
Perfect. So now you feel a little bit more comfortable. So all of you follow the kid down the stairs. He leads you down that hallway towards those double doors. He makes a immediate left, and you guys are following him. You guys are kind of looking at each other and stuff, and you guys recognize each other, of course, but it's just so different to see everybody dressed up so elegant, you know. But you guys all go down this hall and go right over to the doors. And he pushes open this door, and immediately you guys look into this very large, long table that can seat at least 20, full of food. And when I say full, there's 3 sections okay, that's divided up to set this whole thing up. There's like one end's got like all the meats, another end's got like all your vegetables and fruits and things like that, and the other end's got like all the drinks and everything. All the chairs and stuff, okay, are all over. All the platings actually is all seated near the meat end. Okay, so there's 3 and 3 on each side, and then there's a table. Sorry, there's a larger chair that's at the end. You'll notice that. Abacus is already standing there, leaning up against the chair very prominently, and he has a very warm smile. Guests, please come in. Take a seat anywhere you wish. These chairs right here and right here are for all of us. We'll sit here, and we'll be served by our servants, and they'll bring you anything you wish. Of course, that's on the table. So,
Ron looks around at the rest of you.
Well, I say we partake. Have a good night, and this is the best food I've seen in a long time. Let's dig in.
Oh, partake we will.
Camille looks at Bron and says, "Well, I haven't had a single night of comfort in over 6 years."
Well, my lady, you clean up well, and it looks like you deserve it. So, take my hand, sit by me, and we'll make it a good night.
She does so.
So you'll notice that Abacus will just smile, and after Camille takes her seat, then everyone else will take theirs. Abacus, of course, takes his last seat, and then he clasps his hands together and he goes, "Perhaps we shall start with some wine." And so he'll just gesture, and you'll notice the heavyset kid with the red hair. He will walk over. He grabs a silver platter that has a jug on it and a large black and silver tipped bottle. He'll walk right over to Abacus and plate down the platter, pick up the bottle and show it to him, and he'll look at it. Excellent. Please pour. And the kid will nod, pops over the bottle. He pours Abacus the wine first, and then he goes around the table filling everybody's glass. Now, as this is going on, Abacus will turn to look at all of you, and he goes, "So, the very first thing we need to do is to get through the game portion of the night. Does everybody remember what they were able to do at the game last time?"
Or something about arrows and numbers?
Yeah, you guys scored some points. So, how many points did you score, Barwin?
From memory, absolutely none, sir. Your skeletons were a little terrifying.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That means, well, we'll see. So, Pagan, how many points did you score?
Who's Pagan?
Camille.
Well, how many points did you score?
I score points every day, Camille.
Maybe I don't want to tell you how many points did I score.
Well, you may want to, because if you've got the points and you won the game, you'll get the prize.
I scored every point that there is to win.
No.
All right there, Mr. Abacus. Ladies don't tell, so I'll just tell you mine. I got 6.
Yeah, 6 points. Shark, how many points did you score?
As I squat, instead of sitting on the chair, I look at him, or I just vaguely stare into his direction and say, shouldn't you know? And I bite into the food.
I think you were the winner, Shark. You were the one that scored 9. I think you were. You scored 9 points. You killed 3 skeletons. Unless As he turns and looks over at our cowboy, Bull. Bull has more than 9 points.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I got like 5. I was dancing around as much as I could.
So, Caesar, you're our last game's winner. Congratulations. Now, as Shark. So, Shark, you are the winner for the first tenet. Congratulations. So, that means you get the prize today.
Great. What's the prize then?
I did say I would answer questions. That's one. That's one prize. You know you're going to have another tenet soon. You can opt to not gamble in it. Anything, which means you'll just be at normal. Or you can give inspiration to one of your friends. Or for yourself. That is your 3 choices.
You know, Shark, that kind of reminds me of my people. We had this, thing we would do where they would all be on this island and there'd be competition, and you'd always be immune if you won the game. This sounds kind of like that. That's pretty good for you.
Oh, so you recognize this, so that's good. At least
But
one.
maybe he got this game from my people. I don't know.
That would be convenient.
I got a lot of this game from all of you.
Well, Shock, if you're having trouble deciding, I always say information is as good as a new fresh baby's face, meaning everybody wants one, or some.
Yes, but at the same time, giving one person advantage is also a good vantage point. But it would be
inspiration.
Inspiration. Will others also be able to ask questions, or just me?
Just you.
Never doubt of your choices. Your choice is the right one. Listen to your heart, Shark.
Well, thank you, Camille. Can others tell me what questions to ask then?
I suppose that can be fair, but you may want to be careful about this because you only have 9 points. That's not going to get you some grandiose question answered.
Well, I suppose we are all in it, so just having myself ask questions would be unfair. So, questions it is. How many do I get?
How many questions do you get?
Yes, how many questions do I get to ask you?
Well, obviously he gets 9.
Oh, 9.
You get
That's
1.
a good thing, friend. Oh, 1.
You get 1 per game.
So we have to think about it, and I turn to the voices of my companions and spread my hands and say, so, we have to decide on one question.
You look over at Braun and notice he's got his wine goblet there, and you now notice that he drinks like a cat with just his tongue coming up. Puts the wine goblet down.
I'm not the inquisitive type, so I'm going to leave that to you folk who are a little more concerned about our predicament than I am. What do y'all think?
Well, I mean, personally, I'd like to know if we're ever going to be able to leave, but I suppose that's probably not that important at this point in time.
I disagree. I have matters to attend to. So if it is clearly illusion, beautiful as this is, can end, let's end it and face the harsh realities that face us on the other side.
And you, Bull?
I do think it might be a good idea to know when we can go about our lives again. I've got some things, just like Camille said, some things to attend to. Not sure we'll get quite a straight answer on this one, but if we want to ask that question, I am fully okay with that.
To play devil's advocate against myself, though, is that really useful to us? Would we not be better off asking how we can, win more often? I feel like the last challenge was, well, I don't know about you folks, but I was petrified and found it rather difficult to endure, so it'd be good to know what else is coming up next.
Definitely agree that arrow did hurt quite, so he touches where it went through and it's like I think that's a great idea, Barwin. We probably won't get any straight answers about that first one when we can leave, so it might be a good idea to ask possibly what might be our next challenge, or a hint as to what we could do to prepare for that.
As y'all are talking about this, actually, a question did come up to me is, maybe we could get some tactical advantage. Would it be nice to know that all of these scenarios end if one of us goes down? Because then, that we could use that as a tactical advantage, knowing maybe we don't die, whatever it is we're doing, and we just go back and heal that person and we're good. So it might be good to know if that's going to happen every time.
I broke my hairpin, so I am pissed.
We'll find you another one, I'm sure. Use that fork. I've seen ladies use forks in their hair.
What exactly did you ruin your hairpin on? You're doing
Exactly.
I tried to open the door.
What door?
The door that looked fancy and
that big double-doored one at the end of the hallway? That one?
Yes.
You tried to open that, really? Wait, okay, with your hairpin. So it broke? Is that what I'm saying?
Yes, it broke inside.
Are you trying to get in there? And you know what? We could talk about this later, Camille. Look kind of towards Abacus's directions, okay, we'll talk about it.
He's looking on, with just sitting there drinking, taking sips of his drink, almost like it's obvious he's listening, but he's making it deliberate to look nonchalant about it.
I can
feel like I just kind of lay my thieves' tools on the table, just looking at him, just kind of
You drinking. You better give me back another pin, because that pin wasn't cheap. That was a steel hairpin. Steel is very hard to find these days. Not many people have find steel these days.
Camille, you were the one who pulled them out and used them on my door. I think this action of yours cost you already. I'm not giving you anything in return that you don't deserve.
This dinner's getting a little off. Shark, what's your question so we can change this subject?
Okay, I didn't want to interfere with them. Okay. So before I ask the question, I just take my chalice of wine and I open my mouth really wide and I just go with everything from it and put it down and go. Does every scenario end with one of us getting hurt and knocked out? Or
no?
Oh. Okay.
I will tell you that up front. No.
So.
And I'll even give you an extra piece to the whole pie. I don't lie.
Well, I have to say,
Everyone
all this
lies.
food and all these drinks are really good, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality, but now we gotta get back to business. It was all very good. What's the catch?
That catch that you refer to is not the question that you have asked. You want that unanswered? Earn your points so you can ask it. Oh, by the way, I I do believe you, Camille, have a visitor. They're waiting for you in the foyer.
You mean the foyer?
If that's what you want to call it. Sure, the foyer.
Camille heads to the foyer.
So she
My
gets up
people
and
called it the beginning of the building.
Yeah, that's logical.
Okay. So please enjoy your meal. Let's just eat and enjoy this night. I understand that I can make things a bit awkward, but a person of my stature, I truly mean that this is strictly a game. So let us leave it to that.
Okay, as long as we're not like, is this a deadly game? I guess that's a question though, ain't it now?
Of course. Earn your points. You'll find out. Camille, as we fade to the hallway, you clip-clop with your nice new shoes down this hallway. You pass those double doors, giving them a quick look, maybe of a little bit of disdain. You turn and head down the hallway, passing the stairs, the 4 doors, and as your eyes adjust to the illumination of the chandelier above, you look into the foyer, and standing there is a very familiar face, all in black, white hair, very strong, pointy features, and he stands there with his arms crossed and somewhat of a dour expression on his face.
Yeah,
I've been looking. He looks like he looks like he goes, "Come here, Camille. We've got to talk."
Well, I never had seen you again.
Well, you're right. I was hoping I wouldn't. 9 days is not enough.
And then I thought that this was too good to be true. Good food, good clothes. Couldn't it last more than this?
Do you realize it took me quite a while to track you down? Do you realize this?
Well, it should have taken twice as much because I don't like your company.
I totally understand. But remember, you're not free until you commit the one task we ask you to do. So, as he pulls out an envelope that is purple in color, here it is. Do you think you can take care of it tonight?
I make my own details. She takes the envelope. She puts in her bra.
It's got to be done tonight.
Don't count on it.
It would be very wise of you to do it tonight. And this isn't something that I'm trying to force upon you, Camille. I'm serious.
What do I get for it?
Your freedom. I told you that.
My freedom.
The issue is the window for this to take place is open tonight. That's the thing. You gotta do it tonight. I'm sorry to interrupt your fancy thing. Okay? But you do this, we part ways permanently. I go back down to back down into the hollows. I tell him you died during the action. We never see each other ever again.
I wish.
Oh, I promise. And you know we don't make promises. But I gave you my word. As much as you annoy the hell out of me, I gave you my word. I will honor that much.
Just go. Go away. I don't want to see you ever again.
Just make sure you get the job done, and you won't. And he stands up, he turns around, and he walks out. And as he walks out, you see him untie the purple string around his right wrist. When he does that, you feel something almost like a burden almost kind of fall off your shoulders.
Camille starts crying as he leaps.
Okay. And he trots down the steps, walks over to the gates, stops, turns back around.
She does not allow him to see her crying. She's crying only when he likes.
He nods, turns around, opens the gate, walks out, just lets the gates slowly creak and close on their own, and he disappears into the night.
She goes back to the group, making a very sour face, and she wipes up her tears before joining everyone else.
All right. We'll cut back to the dinner. So you guys are eating along and enjoying your food and things. Abacus is just sitting there quietly. He's, you notice that he's taken several pieces of the roasted goat, and he's eaten quite a bit of it. He really focuses heavily on the vegetables and the fruit, though, and he actually has about four glasses of the wine, thoroughly enjoying himself. But he eats very elegantly. He never spills a drop. He doesn't spill any food or anything. And so he chews with his mouth quiet. He always seems to offer something to all of you before he takes it. He's, as he's eating, he'll go to reach for like maybe a leg or so. And he goes, does anybody here want the leg before I take this? No? Yes? No? No? Okay. And then he takes it and he goes about it. He just seems to be very courteous to all of you about everything across the table. But it finally gets to a point where he pretty much finishes eating or so, and he stops and he's back to you. Sit back and just sip on the wine as you guys are finishing up. So, do you guys eat till you're full?
Braun does, and you notice Braun does not use his hands or any utensils. He's just down and up, licking his paws.
He's so cool. Yeah, Shark is eating with his hands like this, and he's just so energetic. You've never seen him as energetic before, and he's saying, and this pendejo says, what's upstairs? Stairs don't talk. And he's just very,
Barwin, that was some mighty good pie. Thanks for making me one.
Oh, you're welcome, me good sir. Barwin's kind of leaning back a little bit in his chair, and if you could see below the table, he's sort of popped open the top button or the top lacings of his pants.
Abacus he's leaning back as well. He's actually patting his tummy. Ooh, that pie. Oh my. Barwin, you are a genius. You are an absolute genius.
Abacus.
Yes.
We have business to attend to. You have to get us out of here.
You have
Camille,
business
we
to
gotta
do.
work on your party etiquette here. Eat your pie, and don't worry. If anything happens, I'll be right here, and we're gonna make it out of whatever this is. I promise you.
I can't be here anymore.
Well, at least you can leave with a full stomach.
Can she leave?
Like I said, the front doors are right that way.
Oh, so anybody could leave at any time. Is that what you're saying?
Have I said that you couldn't leave?
Oh, well, I just, all the secrecy kind of made it feel like we were meant to stay here.
He's alright.
I've
You always
made
sound so convoluted.
I've made it quite clear, especially to your leader, as he points to Bull, in that particular subject matter, that you were free to leave.
You better not leave.
But sorry, Camille, don't you want to leave, though?
I want to leave if we all do.
Well, I think that's what he's saying, is that any one of us could leave at any time. I mean, I'm personally intrigued by this promise earlier that she made about the problem I have with my wife, my missing wife, and that you hinted that you might be able to help me find her. So I'm going to stick around until I get some info about that.
Do not leave on your own. You will never get back. Abacus is a liar. If we live on our own, it won't be for our best. You have to convince everyone to live with you. We stay as one.
Well, I don't myself have much to go back to. So, Abacus, my question for you, I know we have to earn these questions, but the hesitancy of my newfound friends here might dictate that we do need a response. What is the benefit of sticking around for your game?
Have you noticed you have more power?
I have. I've never been able to heal someone like that before. I've never had Bass talk to me directly. For me, that's pretty cool. But I don't seem to have some of these more pressing interests that these other fine folk do.
That's because each and every one of you is a different individual, and what they all want, in accordance, is the same as that.
So you're like a genie. We do this game, we all get our own most personal and grandest desires that we can dream of.
No.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I could definitely help you in the direction of that.
You helping me?
Barwin, I think the choice is going to be yours. I plan to stick around just mainly because I don't have anything else to do, and I kind of like this new powers I got. So if you do choose to stick around, I'll be here to help guide us through as best we can get. See if we can win.
God damn it. You can't help me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I have to do. Can you help me? Can you get me out of the situation I'm in? Come on,
Well,
Jimmy. If you're that powerful, do it.
What
Let
situation?
You see Abacus actually. You see Abacus actually kind of look to all of you, kind of make a small gesture with his hands to keep seated. He very calmly stands up. He very calmly looks over at Camille. Camille, I want you to make sure that you understand where you came from in the hollows. Yes, that was a terrible life to be leading. And now you're on the surface up here. And yes, your friend, as a matter of fact, your sire, who goes by the name of Stonecutter, a name that you don't have, and now you do, was brought
What's the
here.
sire?
Camille, as he points over at her with a long bony finger, is someone who is being specifically trained in something, and his skills are being laden upon her. I can't tell more than that.
Okay,
that is
sounds...
up to her to tell you, since she is making the choice of doing what she desires. I can't get you out of your situation. You're right. Only you can.
You have a choice. I wish I could make cakes like him. Cakes.
Oh, I
feel
can
good.
teach you, Camille. Happy to share some knowledge with an interested party.
Camille, what this person wants you to do is entirely up to you. You make the choice.
Can I ask what it is you gotta do?
I have
And you
to
know,
leave.
section. Then go.
Camille stands up, rips her fancy clothes because she knows that it's not real. She rips it, throws it on the table, and she just goes. She just goes towards the door.
Okay.
Camille,
So now you.
wait.
So as you're running out the door, you heard Braun yell behind you. Do you stop?
I do not.
Okay. Now where do you run to?
I run towards the door behind
The
the
main-
table.
So
I
are
would
you
like to
going?
cast command on Camille.
Okay. Could be a. You're saving me.
I have to make
That's.
I reckon a roll.
Yep.
Oh
that
yeah,
is-
it is.
That is going to be
Yes,
a DC 13 Wisdom save.
Right. Bowen is covering his eyes because Camille started ripping her clothes. He goes, I don't know what's going on, but somebody tell me when it's safe again to look, okay?
Abacus didn't even flinch. She's just standing there.
Oh, Barwin.
DC 13. Is not fit. Where are my dice? Excuse me. I'm sorry about this. Looking for my dice.
Anyone? Is it safe? Can I look yet? Or is she still
No. I am. Camille is off. Just ripped her up close because she did not feel like it was.
So
real.
are you wearing any brasiers or bras or panties?
Oh,
Did
she
you
just
put anything?
She just ripped the entire
Rip
upper
the dress?
thing. And she just the upper part of it, and she threw it on the table, revolted by the hypocrisy of the situation, and she started walking back as she got cast.
Sorry, you did say earlier that you did put the envelope in your bra, so are you saying there was a bra or no? And in that case, would the envelope fall out on the table?
So that would be the case.
Yes, the bra, everything. She did it with such a force and such a conviction of disgust. That was the feeling behind it. She felt disgust of all the situation, the hypocrisy. She looked at her peers, and she was surprised that everyone was buying into it. She ripped all the upper side of the dress, along with the bra and the envelope in it, and threw it on the table. So the envelope is on the table with the
Cool.
bra and everything
I
else.
would like to try to grab it.
Okay, no one's reaching first. So you get it.
Well, do we have
I
our
got
wisdom save yet?
Yes, we do.
What'd you roll?
16.
Okay, so you yell stop, and she continues to bolt out the door. So the doors just kind of sway back and forth as you can see her disappearing off into the darkness down the hall. Abacus looks over at the envelope and then looks back to you, Caswell, and just sort of and just smiles and that is private, but again, it's none of my business. So
Didn't say I was gonna read it, just want to grab it. Puts it away a little bit.
it turns and looks over. It looks around because it's like all men here. He's like, I have to say, those were nice tits.
Where?
La, 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 la. So, Barman's probably sitting there going, I love my wife, I love my wife, I love my wife.
I prefer a little more fur, honestly, but alright.
Touche, friend. Touche. Takes another sip of his wine. All right. So, Camille, you rush down the hallway. You turn at the double doors, or do you continue straight past it, going down the other hallway?
I tried to get out of here.
All right. So you
attend to my task. Perfect.
You turn around, you run outside, or run down the hall. You pass the 4 doors. You run into the foyer. Run out upon the dais. You run down the steps. Now you have the shoes on, but you don't have anything else on.
Where's my saber?
So I don't know, did you wear it when you were?
I always have it on my waist.
All right. Well, okay. So that's the one thing you have on your waist is that saber. That's it. You run outside and you run down the steps. You run over to the gate. You pull open the gate. You run out into the street. And the very few people that are out here in the night, okay, stop and turn and stare at you. You can hear a few women go, oh! You can hear some guys going, oh! And you know, a lot of people just, you know, the horses are stopping, you know, trying to, you know, run around you as a carriage almost runs you over. But you book it off into the night. And as far as you can tell, you do not have anything else on other than that sword and your shoes.
I try to find out where I am.
Okay. So you make you're going to make a history check, actually.
I just rolled a 14.
Okay, so thinking back, okay, you remember that this particular place is in the center of town. Okay, in one of the major districts here. So you know you're in the middle of town. You can look around and stuff and you recognize. You can recognize the various buildings and stuff here, where a lot of the old buildings that the dwarves had originally built here, that's been overbuilt by the new people that have made things here. Okay, still looks like it all did when you left. Okay, the night sky, you notice that the moons are moving into their what's called the split. Okay, when it's the split, that means that it's midnight. Either the moons are going to be standing on top of each other, one above the other, or they're going to be waxing in the other direction, okay, in a horizontal position, side by side. Either way, usually roughly around that time frame, that means midnight. Okay, and they are currently moving into position. You are running down the street, okay, and almost immediately, okay, there seems to be a mist that just suddenly rises up out of the ground and starts to take over you. Take your running. Are you doubling your movement?
Yeah, Camille dashes.
All right. So how much movement does that give you?
She has a standard speed of 30 feet and plus 4 initiative.
Plus 4 initiative? Okay, that's fine. So when you move move your doubled movement, okay, you notice that the mist, even up in the front of you, starts to overwhelm the area, okay, and move in it. You are moving so quickly, okay, that you have barely enough time to stumble to a stop, and all of a sudden you realize that you are now inside of a complete, full, misty cloud, okay, and then a seconds or so later, this cloud starts to dissipate and drop. And the very first thing you notice, okay, is that the moons are actually perfectly standing on top of each other. Okay. The starlight sky up above you. And then what appears to be some sort of rooftop of some sort of house appears. And then as you notice, the lights inside this building are starting to go out. things like that. And then you realize that you're now standing inside at a street behind a tree, okay? And you are peeking out behind what looks to be a large grass yard, okay? And there are several city guards standing about. And you are in front of a house. And you notice a lady come walking out of this building, and she's headed towards the front gate.
Camille,
And the very first thing that happens before you even can react is that envelope that you had in your pocket appears right in front of you. And it says, Tenant number 2. And it flashes. All right, gang.
Camille touches her breasts and she realizes the envelope is not with her anymore. She lost it. She realized she just throw it on the table back there.
And then it flashed before your eyes. So
yes. She mumbles to herself, Abacus, I know you're behind this. You have something to do with this. It's not possible. It's too much of a coincidence. That's not possible. It's not possible. That's not possible.
So, we're going to break. Everybody's going to break character for a moment. Let's get these cards ready, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome back. So, Camille, in her distraught frustration of the avoidance of answering questions or giving much information to the party, Abacus has caused Camille to tear off her dress and race out into the streets, into the night, stark naked other than her shoes and her scabbard, with her sword, when she was strangely overtaken by some strange fog, and now she has found herself elsewhere. Simultaneously, back at the offices of Aloysius Spectator, Abacus turns to the rest of you and just very nonchalantly says, "Oh, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to play the game." And with a very swift hand, the table that you were all are seated at just sort of kind of fades down into the floor. The chairs that you are all standing on suddenly lift up off the floor gently and casually dumps you guys all onto your feet. And then raising up out of the floors up in front of you are these various pedestals. And on each one, there are handlebars that are built into these marble slabs that are circular. And in front of them is a plaque that shows numbers on them. Caesar, your number in front of Shark shows a 9.
That's a 9, okay.
Nina, in front of Barwin's, shows a 0. Pagan, in front of Camille, who is butt naked with a sword still, shows a 0. Laurel, yours is a 5. And Braun, I believe yours is also a 5.
Thought I had a 6. I think I killed 2 skeletons.
6.
2 skeletons, yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, 6. So, with this, okay, he looks you all. So again, here we are to play the game once again. And I still have a question I owe to you, Braun. We will get to your question after this game. So, Camille, you already have knowledge of what this tenant shall be. First rule, you cannot speak of it to the others. Do you understand? Forfeiture is death.
I do.
Thank you for that. Now, let's see what's going to be again today. So, let's start with our winners. Braun, Shark, the two of you get to go first. Your first choice was to pick one of those three things that you were able to make decisions on. So what are they going to be?
I will stick with my my features.
Oh, okay. That's not what I'm asking you, though. Remember, you were rewarded with the options of inspiration, answering a question.
Oh, that question. What was the third one? Immunity?
Right. So which one do you choose?
I'll take the immunity, so that way I'm always able to help my friends, even if it doesn't make me more powerful.
Immunity means that you don't roll and you don't guess. So you're not affected by this situation. You play the game as normal.
I'm not afraid.
Caesar, or excuse me, Shark, what is your decision?
Oh, didn't I already ask a question?
You did. That was your. Oh, that's right. You did ask that question. So now,
Yes.
what are you choosing? Up or down?
I am choosing down.
Down. Fair enough.
Yep, down.
So, what are you choosing, Barwin?
Oh, well, I went down last time, so why didn't you go up this time?
Fair enough. Camille. What are you choosing? Up or down?
Well, Camille is feeling like it is going up this time.
Fair enough. And lastly, our cowboy rootin' tootin'. Having fun and shooting.
I'll do down. to
Thank
even
you,
out.
Bull. Fair enough. All right. Please roll your d4s. And don't forget to be showing those arrows.
Oh, lady luck's on my side tonight. I got another 3 again.
Very
Okay.
nice.
It's 4.
All right.
I got a 4 too.
All right.
Got a 1.
Interesting. All right. So my question is we will start with Shark once again. So what is the number you are going to guess?
I'd say 16.
You are saying a 16. Let's write this
Yes.
down. 16 for Shark. And you have within 3, right?
Within 4.
4. Within 4. And it was up.
It was down.
I'm sorry, it was down. My apologies.
Yeah,
I have
it's
a
fine.
thing. I have a thing in front of my television. That's why. So, okay. Like, all right. Barwin, you're going 3 up. Oh well. Okay.
That'll be right.
What is your guess?
We're going to stick with 12. We like that number.
Okay. Going up with 4. Nice job, Camille. What is your number?
9.
Interesting. Ooh. Wow. Daring. 1 down. Okay. What is your number,
I'm gonna guess 7.
7. All right. Now that we have those guesses, what are you wagering? What side of those character sheets are you wagering?
Oh,
So, Caesar, Shark, on your character sheet, are you wagering the left side, the middle, or the right?
So the left side is saving throws. The middle is the checks, and the right is the attacks and spells. Right?
So the middle.
I'm just thinking.
it's the attacks.
So look at it like this. So
I'm looking.
I'm gonna use the player's handbook as a best example to explain this for you guys.
Sure. Because I forgot.
You
It's
got the
okay.
attacks, and the left you got the checks, like the skill checks, and the right you got the abilities, and the middle you got the attacks.
Okay, so basically, your saving throws, your skill checks, your stats, that's going to be your left. The middle is going to be like your armor class, your initiative, your speed modifiers, your attacks. Okay, that's going to be the middle. Okay, and then like your everything else is the right. So if your features and traits and things like that are going to be affected on that side. And it goes all the way through your character sheet. So if you look at the back of your character sheet, like if you were casting 7th level spells, 7th, 8th, and 9th level spells on that back spell sheet, those would be affected. You see what I'm saying? It goes all the way through. So it's going to get interesting as we go.
So the left, I would say. The left side.
Okay, so you're going after your stats and saves and skills and things like that.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let me get the page open here. And
Damien, can I confirm we have not had a long rest, so anything we used in the last battle is still used up?
that is incorrect. You are considered at long rest because you guys were hanging out and dressed up and relaxed and everything. But we were going to role play that since so
I did use a spell slot on Camille.
Yeah.
Nice try.
So let me see. Shark was doing left. There we go. That's what I was trying to remember. All right.
Yeah.
Now, Camille.
Aye.
What are you wagering?
It was 9, I believe.
Which side of your character sheet? You chose the roll as a 9. You're going 4 up. But what are you wagering on your sheet, sir?
Yes. Well, Camille will be wagering on her skills, because this is what she's best at.
Okay. So left side it is.
Left side.
Okay. Barwin, what are you wagering on today?
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure what this character sheet you're talking about is, but if I had to wager on myself, I reckon I'd wager on me. I guess this time around I'll go me skills. Maybe I can charm my way out of problem if it all goes well.
Left it is. And finally, Bull.
I think I'm gonna wager what I did last time, which is my combat. So it's the middle side.
Interesting. This is going to be a real interesting scenario. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my roll is 17. Oh, wow. Shark scores again. 3 up, 15. Oh, Barwin, so close. Everyone else missed. And the only one safe.
If I had 4 down, that means I don't score, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. You did. You didn't
Yeah.
score. You're 4 down. You're right.
Yeah,
I thought,
I'm 4 down.
I wrote it up on there originally. That's why. Okay, so yeah. Oh no, the only one safe was Aaron. So the left side on this sheet for everyone is going to be at disadvantage.
No.
For Bull, everything in the middle is at disadvantage. So when you roll initiative, you're at disadvantage. Oh boy, that's going to be rough.
Oh my god.
The key rule to bear in mind here is that your armor class stays the same. There's no effects on that. That can't change. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. Let's make sure that is brought up. It's just when you start making rules that you have to, when you're trying to make gains in those fields, that's where the disadvantage starts kicking in. So with that, he goes, well, he turns around and points to the wall that you now see these emerald green and black curtains suddenly fade into view, covering the wall that was once a barren one. And as they slide open, fog begins to pour into the room and slowly overtake all of your feet. The cold crisp of the cold air inside the fog nipping at your legs and ankles and slowly rising up. Okay, throughout the room.
Magically next to us, or do we see her yet?
Camille is standing right next to you guys on a podium, just like you guys are.
Oh.
Okay.
The fog took me back there.
Then, now here's what's crazier. Okay, standing in the distance in the fog, you'll notice a female with these weird feathers on her shoulders, looking over at you all. She is standing with a very luxurious red dress, these very expensive about ankle high shoes with these large buckles on them, and you'll notice that she has a pair of what looks to be some sort of swords on her back that are crossed, and the pommels sticking out on each side above her shoulders. She turns to look to you guys and gestures with a very calm smile. It's hard to see from this distance, but her hair basically covers her eyes so that you can't really see what they are. But you can definitely see the semi-soft chin. That's not chiseled, but very gently ginger and round. She has ruby red lips, and her long, pale fingers, they end in red fingernails, gestures towards the darkness. The podiums basically disappear before you guys, and as you guys begin to sort of kind of just look at each other like, what will we do now? You guys are noticing now that the clothes that you were wearing are now gone, and all of your gear is upon you. Simultaneously with this, you'll also notice that you guys feel rested. You feel energized. You feel like you guys have been sleeping for weeks. Okay?
No gear.
The sky. Oh no, all of your gear, especially you.
Gone.
Nope.
No, there.
It's on you. It's all on you. Everything, every single piece of gear that you guys carry on your character sheet is on you. Okay, you can suddenly just feel the weight of it all just show up.
Question:
Yes.
If we used up crossbow bolts last time, have they kind of magically reappeared?
If you have something that you would normally want to replenish like that, it would reappear.
Excellent.
Okay. So now that you guys got that, the fog almost seems to be carrying you guys forward. You all will notice that Camille suddenly gets overwhelmed by a small pocket of the fog itself, and as it kind of crumbles down like pieces of cookies that was in a pile, falling back into it, back down into the crawling fog that it becomes around your ankles. It took Camille with her, and Camille, seconds or so later, you're now back behind that tree that you were hiding behind before. Actually, a bush. My apologies. So let me set this up, ladies and gentlemen, so you guys can see what's going on here.
Again. The hype says shed white on it.
Match.
During this time, Camille thinks of all the choices she has made until now, and she definitely thinks that she could have done some things differently.
A few things, but it's all right.
Alan's going to look over at Camille and say, Camille, next time you have a bit of a moment, do you think you could maybe keep your clothes on?
Might be a good idea. Might be.
Well, Camille, seems like one of your answers has presented itself. You may not be able to leave.
You tried to keep me from leaving, didn't you? I did feel something, but...
You're right.
It felt
to give you something to help. But I did not get that chance.
It felt like a tickle under my left feet.
I'm still learning my new powers that seem to have manifested themselves.
It very seemed
so
like they
know
do.
That my powers are ticklish.
I do hope you do not attempt to try them on me.
I hope that we can come to a point where I won't need to.
I must say, I want to say a big thank you to you, Bron. You seem like a right upstanding fellow, and I'm rather relieved to have you on this, whatever this is, with us.
Camille stares at Bron with mistrust.
Well, Barwin, I appreciate that. Let's just say, I don't have much else going on, and I commit to whatever I'm in the moment, and here I am.
Also, you might want to find a new hairdresser.
Why, what's wrong? I looked in the mirror.
Yes, your front was wonderful. There was just a little missing in the back, shall we say?
Huh. Well, I'll have to track that little squirt down. Give him a lesson.
Yes. Never trust the small ones. Except for me, you know. Wear my heart on my sleeve.
You're all small compared to me. Shark, do you have any idea what's going on, or do you need us to describe it to you?
I vaguely feel like this got a little bit more stuffy than before. Doesn't smell like anything really, and as I said that, my tail touches the ground like a white cane in front of me, and I'm like, and I don't feel much either. What's going on?
Now, in this particular case, this, for you, um, Shark, it felt like everything moved. It felt like the entire room moved. You felt like the whole entire floor fell away almost, save for where you were standing. It almost felt like maybe you were lifted to some degree, like the air might have picked you up or something. But outside of that, with that slight solidity, you were for certain that it moved. And when you guys reappear, you find yourself standing out in front of a house with walls, with these brick walls out in front of it. Okay, that are broken down, kind of old looking or so. The place almost looks like it's kind of run down. Looks like it's the house is very, very old. Standing at the top of the steps, there's a woman in a grayish colored dress who's walking with a stick. She seems to be hobbling along, and there are several town guard who are middling about around her, talking to her about moving or giving orders and things like that. So with this, that is what you see. So, and all of you are standing out front of it. Camille, you are immediately exposed where the brushes that you were standing in front of, or the bushes and stuff that you were standing in front of, they are gone. The guards in me spot you immediately look to you, and one of them yells out, "Hold! Don't move!" Okay? And in your head, you hear a very gentle voice say, "Kill the girl." And she illuminates in your eyes with a pale golden color. Initiative, guys.
I got it 6.
Okay.
7. 4 plus 3. Got it.
So excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. And she is okay. All right.
May I say that these minis look great, by the way?
How much time do you have up there?
2 minutes.
Literally 2 minutes? Literally 2 minutes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So, what I need you to do, Pagan. Okay. Now, from what I understand, you have a disadvantage, right? You do. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
chose
me.
skills.
No, he missed it too because
yeah.
I
chose skills. I chose skills.
Yeah, you chose your middle. Yeah.
No,
Here's
left.
what I need
Left.
you to do.
I chose left. Left.
You chose left. Yeah. So it's all your abilities and things like that. So this is not an attack thing, though. So what I need you to do, I need you to make an attack roll on that woman, and you need to make sure you hit.
That's a
and use your thief attack. Let's see if this will decide the whole thing right here.
That roll. I rolled a 9 plus my saber plus 6.
Or plus 6? Oh.
Attack roll is the D20 plus the weapon, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Nicely done. So
15.
that's exactly what
15.
you need to hit. Freaking you, dude. I was
Nine.
saying, okay. All right.
9 plus
all right.
6, 15. Yeah.
All right. So you look at her and she glows. You turn and look at her, and for some strange reason, it almost feels like something in your mind tells you to throw your dagger.
May I describe how do I do it?
As long as you throw the dagger, yes.
I do some steps forward, 1, 2, 3. Then there's a guard between me and the person, and I'm kind of somehow back to that guard. And while he tries to do something with his blade, I kind of stay back to him and continue. And as I continue staying back to him and moving, I draw that dagger and throw it, I suppose.
Okay. You guys watch in shock as this dagger hurls through the air and strikes that woman square in the throat. She was in the process of getting ready to cast some sort of spell and was pointing in your guys' direction because the majority of you are standing there. When this thing hits, she gargles and her finger drops down towards herself. You guys see a stream of some sort of little tiny ball that's aflame fire downwards, hit the ground at her feet, and boom! The whole area engulfs in a fireball. Just boom! And blows up everything in this area. All those bodies that are on top of the stairs are just immediately engulfed in flames as they all drop. And as you guys are standing there in shock, it's about 20 feet. We get those guys too. Okay. This guy here turns, looks at you, and he yells, "Assassin!" Okay. And with that, there's a big reef of fog that just suddenly comes up again and engulfs all of you. And you guys find yourselves standing all back inside of the dining room. And Aloysius, or Nabocus is standing there, and he raises his drink and looks to you and goes, "Just in the nick of time, eh?"
So everyone saw that? Did everyone in the group seen that scene, or just me?
Bowen is white as a sheet and sitting on the ground, mouth open.
I have motion sickness, so I bow on the ground because this was so weird.
Looks like you've seen me at
What did I tell you, Camille? You had a choice, and you chose to do it.
I have constraints.
I didn't tell you to do it. I just put you in the place to make the choice.
Oh, what are you anyway? What are you? What are you? Are you a god?
Yeah, that was pretty effective. Good job.
Exactly. I do what I must to stay strong and to survive. Are you a god? Are you a prince? Are you a king? You're none of those things. You're just a silly man telling us, giving us instructions.
He looks at okay. His eyes widen for a second, and the small smile that he had on his face slowly shrinks away, and he suddenly becomes exceptionally stoic. All ounces of emotion just disappear from his face. His eyes stay very focused on you as he slowly puts the glass down on the table. Camille. You have a knack for calling things as you see it. And yes, I am not a god. I never pretended to be one. I am not a terrible person either. But here's what I will tell you. I am someone who doesn't take insults. I am someone who does not like being pressed. I give you options, and that's what you get. You make your choices, and then you follow with your actions. That's how the game's played. You chose to be involved, so therefore, you did this. Remember that. Next time you insult me.
Okay, I think we're running a little hot here. I'm not entirely sure what just happened. It was all a bit fast and overwhelming. Can we have like a moment to lie down?
That would be a wise choice. Please enjoy your rooms. Tomorrow we will have another one. And your choices to do it or not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed now. So,
Camille falls asleep instantly.
Okay.
And with that, as all of you start to slowly trot or move out of the room, Abacus will turn it around and look over at Braun. Braun, you seem to care about what these people do. I'm going to leave it up to you to keep a sharp eye on Camille, because she's going to get all of you in serious jeopardy if she keeps an attitude like that.
Noted. Don't worry, I shall follow my goddess. The shadow of the moon's embrace, I find solace and strength to protect the weak, or in her case, the strong.
Fair enough. So, all of you are now 3rd level.
Sweet.
And we will conclude this episode for now. And next week, we'll have, or the next time we play, we'll have the next tenant ready to go. Thank you for joining us out there, everyone. We'll see you guys in 2.